Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation, the power of Palladium. Palladium is a metal that has really been on quite a journey lately in terms of its price discovery. Doesn't necessarily mean it equates to its value, but with a metal like this, you begin to wonder and you begin to see what happens when there's a high demand for a rare metal such as what you see before you here. Palladium. It is powerful these days because it has broken record upon record in terms of its price discovery. It recently shot up over $2,500 an ounce, and it is starting to come down just a little bit, but regardless, it is still very high and breaking records indeed. If you look back at a chart through the last 25 plus years, you will see that it has had periods of volatility, but most of that volatility has stayed under the $1,000 level for the most part. There's been a short time back in the early 2000s where it did spike up briefly, but for the most part, it has stayed, right around or just below $1,000. There's been other times when the metal has been very, very low, unusually low, and you can take that into account of its use as a commodity and its battle against its sister metal, platinum. Now, platinum is a metal that is along with palladium in the platinum group metals, the PGMs they are called. And if you look at the platinum, it is about, I would say, somewhere in the orders of probably about 15 to 20 times rarer than gold. But right now, it's upside down with gold in terms of its price. And why? Because of palladium and palladium's use as a catalytic converter. In fact, most of the platinum group metals have catalyst attributes that are useful and irreplaceable in some cases, even between metals. Palladium is a better catalyst for gasoline-powered engines. Now, there was a time when platinum was used for gasoline engines, but it's not quite as good. So there's a lot of retooling to be that these factories were used to utilize palladium because it was cheaper, much cheaper than platinum. The prices were upside down, even though platinum was more expensive. It was used for quite some time. That has since reversed, and now palladium is the king of the at least between the two, platinum and palladium. Only rhodium is really charted on these precious metal charts, and it is skyrocketing right now. We've talked about that in prior videos. But in this case, the power of palladium continues to rock the markets, and it is fascinating to see. Palladium, it's a shiny metal. It's used in many different electronic and industrial products, not just as a catalyst, although the vast majority of it is used in catalytic converters. But along with platinum, rhodium, and ruthenium, iridium, and osmium, it's part of the platinum group metals. And the bulk of the world's palladium supplies come from Russia, South Africa, the U.S., and Canada. In fact, the single place that mints it in the United States is called Stillwater Palladium. And this is a bullion product that came from that organization, and it's processed by Johnson Matthey here, and issued and minted by the Northwest Territorial Mint, which is now defunct, but I got this back when palladium was a lot cheaper. It also comes in the form of bars, such as this Pamp Suisse palladium bar here. And it's got the cornucopia on that side. And then, upon recently, after we saw the prices kind of dip a bit, and interest from investors out there, precious metal investors, to diversify, the Royal Canadian Mint started producing their products and in the maple leaf variety, although there's not quite as many of those out there, obviously. And then the United States Mint got involved in 2017. And this is all palladium that was mined in where the Stillwater mine is. And I believe that is in Montana, if I'm not mistaken. But compared to gold, this metal, palladium, is about 30 times more rare, which means it's like probably probably twice as rare as platinum. It can be rolled into sheets, which are then used in applications like fuel cells and solar energy as well. I discussed this briefly with Vogus as well about this, and it is fascinating because I didn't think there was much use other than maybe some jewelry applications, but it is used in other applications. But probably not enough to really affect too much because silver is used as a lot as well. And platinum can probably be used in fuel cell technology too. But the rarity affects its price in commodities markets, and they did reach these record highs of $2,500. And the record low for palladium was $78 back in August of 1991. Can you imagine $78 for an ounce of palladium? In 2018, humans mined more than 200,000 tons of palladium. Russia produced the most at 85,000 tons. South Africa was second with 68,000 tons. And Canada ranked third with 17,000 tons. The United States produced 14,000 tons, and Zimbabwe was the fifth largest after producing 12,000 tons. So very few places around the world only produce a very little compared to other metals out there. And you think about it, this particular coin was issued as a bullion coin in 2017, and they capped the mintage at 15,000. So that's 15,000 ounces, which is really a kind of a tiny fraction of that 14,000 tons that were available or mined in the United States. Obviously, they needed a lot more for other applications, specifically for autocatalyst. The price of palladium hovered around $100 to $150 per ounce from 1986 to 1996 before spiking in 2001. Historically, the price of palladium was more volatile from 2001 to 2016, but starting around the beginning part of 2016, it basically just went upward with very few little dips along the way. So it has been quite interesting to see its journey. The power of palladium is, as it was first incorporated into jewelry in 1939, and mixed with yellow gold, the alloy forms a metal stronger than white gold. In 1967, the government of Tonga issued circulating palladium coins touting the coronation of King Tafu-Ahu Tapu IV. This is the first recorded instance of palladium used in coinage, which is very fascinating indeed to see that a coin was made in that time. Metalworkers can create thin sheets of palladium down to 1/250,000th of an inch. Pure palladium is malleable, but it becomes stronger and harder once someone works with the metal at room temperature. The sheets are then used in applications like solar energy and fuel cells. But by far the largest industrial use for palladium is in catalytic converters, because the metal serves as a great catalyst that speeds up chemical reactions. The shiny metal is 12.6% harder than platinum, making the element more durable than platinum. And that is why it's a better catalyst. Although I will say that even though it is harder than platinum, it is not nearly as dense as platinum. And platinum is the densest of the platinum group metals that are tracked on the exchanges. However, iridium and osmium are more dense. But palladium is a wonder metal. It is powerful because of its durability, and it comes in many different forms, and it does have that sort of an interesting hue to it that gives an appearance sort of a kind of a, I don't know, a mercury kind of a look to it. It is fascinating indeed. The metal and its look is unique upon other metals if you look at it closely. On the surface, it looks like it's just silver. But silver is, if we look at an example of a silver coin, which I'll bring into view right now, you can see the difference. How silver is so much more bright and brilliant in its color there. However, the hue that palladium has is quite intriguing, and it is mesmerizing, and it is a powerful metal. Now, what will happen to the price from here on out? Will there be a war that will wage? Will platinum start to rise up and be utilized because of its price differential and massive between the two metals? I believe there is a possibility, but for now, palladium rules the roost. It is the powerful metal here between platinum and palladium. I remember buying platinum. In fact, this particular piece here was purchased at about the price when it was around $167 an ounce. And so these could be had for probably just over $200 or so. And boy, those were the days for sure when palladium's price was so cheap, even though it's such a rare metal. But it goes to show you that even though platinum is anywhere between 15 to 20 times more rare than gold, it is indeed less expensive. Rarity does not always equate to value. But in this case, it does, or at least the price discovery is at the moment for palladium. It is a very interesting metal. It is a rare metal and fascinating to hold as sort of another way to sort of invest in precious metals in the pure sense of the form. You know, you can make money on selling these if you bought them at the right price. For me, I'm going to keep them because I'm a collector, and I find them quite fascinating, but nonetheless, they are what they are. Palladium is the wonder metal, at least for now, other than rhodium, but the ones that are tracked and being utilized in coinage today is palladium. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.